Waiver Wire Wednesday, Battle Royale Wednesday, DFS Wednesday, 7 Stat Wednesday. It's all going down on a Wednesday. Boys, let's draft some BRs. Let's set our waivers. Let's figure out what we're doing in Survivor. Let's answer some questions. Let's have a day.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, GM, everyone. How are we doing on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon? A heat wave spreading across the United States of America right now that you don't particularly love to see. I just walked my dog around the block after finishing my video this morning, and but dude, it's 90 degrees outside. Not loving that. Plan for today, we're gonna draft some BRs. Maybe take a look at some of the initial projections. We're gonna do our waivers. I thought, Davis, what would be a great way to make sure that you don't forget to do your waivers, that we don't run into a Devonta Smith with 4 points being left in the lineup situation? Well, a great way to do that would be to just do it on the stream. You feel me? How we all doing, boys? What do we got? How many of you guys won Harold Fannin Jr. in your leagues last night? And yes, we will do a dog bowl today as well. Pretty easy to spend rakeback on site credit, Chris. Pretty easy to spend rakeback on site credit. Floor Killer drafted him. Nick won him. Oh, and we got a nice little 102 to start here. Don't let me get hot, boys. Don't let me get hot. As in literally hot. Literally sweating right now. Did any of my 150 drafts get canceled? Last week in BR, no. And I don't think any of my Best Ball Manias got canceled either. I don't believe. Did you guys get any BRs canceled last week? Got Fannin in all 4 home leagues for $33 a fab. Now that's a win. That's a big win right there, Chad. That we do love to see. All right, Derrick Henry goes, so we will be taking Christian McCaffrey. Man, is that the easiest pick in fantasy football right now? Christian McCaffrey, anytime you have the ability to take him. GM. Michael, this was a terrible decision by you. My condolences for selecting me on your Herzig team. I got 79 eliminators through. Haven't started looking at any of the tie breaks or anything yet. Is that because they haven't started to advance anything, have they? For the elims? Eliminator season. Yeah, they haven't started to advance any of these yet. How's this for a bad beat? Tied for 6th in Eliminator and lost the tiebreaker, Henry to Fields. That's a yikes. For sure. Yeah, I think the overall threshold for canceling drafts has been lowered quite a bit. Who are your favorite DFS players this week? I mean, Fannin, CMC, and JSN are all very chalky, but they're all really good plays. I mean, that's kind of something we've learned about daily fantasy sports is the field was definitely getting too weird for a while. Too many people were playing guys who project poorly. Wow, a CMC Lamar team. No idea how that happened. That's That's wild. My favorite scroll wide receiver this week. Probably Cortland Sutton and Tedoroy McMillan. Wow, and I'm going to take Brian Thomas Jr. here as well. We're cruising. Thursday advances after NL. That makes sense to wait for the stats to be finalized. I would go Pacheco over Charbonnet in PPR. Any recommendations for tools in DFS? The only DFS tool that I use is Run the Sims. This website right here, runthesims.com. A lot of good tools out there, though. I like Devonta as a scroll a good bit as well. GM Nick, your DFS help last week helped me triple my entry fees. It's a good day. BTJ over Hampton and ETN at flex pretty easily. Don't have to think that hard about that one. Pretty good team you have there if you're deciding between Brian Thomas Jr. and Marion Hampton, though. Must have quite the fantasy team there, sir. All right, so the question on this one is, do I want to take Zay Flowers? I don't really want to. I do also think there's this interesting thing happening in Battle Royales right now where everyone read the DFS Masterclass and has now decided to only ever draft 2 running back teams. But certainly, it is going to, we are going to see 3 wide receivers winning, 3 wide receiver teams winning in BRs. So, thinking up some form of process, I'll have to get to some form of process that tells me when to start taking a 3rd wide receiver. I need nerdy tenor, man. I need the click-clack back. Let's do a little scroll here. Let's do George Pickens against the New York Football Giants. Honestly, an unbelievably good play. Well, it was always the meta. Last year, it was 88% of teams drafted a running back in their flex. And that was roughly the optimal rate. The optimal rate was actually a little bit lower in terms of what you should be doing. I have CMC 101 because I've got him projected for the most points. I think probably Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over Henderson this week. All right. Well, I'm going to continue being part of the problem here. And I'm just going to take I'm actually just going to take Breece Hall. Projects very well. I would say Bill is pretty close to a must start. I've not done my full rankings yet. I'll be done with my full rankings tomorrow. But it's hard for me to imagine who I would sit Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt for. CMC will become the 101 as soon as the establish the run projections come out. Wait till we get to the bye weeks and international games making the pool smaller. Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but probably the correct way to do it is just to wait for what the projections say. This is a bad week to take tight ends early. Very, very bad, Jake. You want to be scrolling like crazy at tight end this week. Like you want to have in BR this week, you want to have some Brenton Strange, some Juwan Johnson, some Jake Ferguson, probably all the way down to tight end 13. You could tell me you took some Loveland. Like I think that stuff is fine. Would go Fannin over Andrews. I would go Dobbins over Sharbs. Let's go a little bit of Harold Fannin Jr. Bang. It's gonna let me click. There we go. Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Brian Thomas Jr., George Pickens, Harold Fannin Jr. Rank the healthy Kansas City pass catchers this week. Hollywood, Kelsey, Thornton, Juju. They're all losers, though. Not gonna be a good offensive week for the Kansas City Chiefs. Start Igbuka or Evans. I mean, still Evans, but not by much. May is really good this week. In salary cap DFS, he might end up being a smidgen over-owned, though. I'd be a little bit worried about him being a smidgen too popular. Fannin is like a minor scroll. Thoughts on K9? Other backs are CMC, Jones, Tracy. No one is going to give you anything good for Kenneth Walker in a trade. What would you possibly get for K? No one's giving you any. If you could get a crazy offer for K9, sure. I would start Pickens over Pearsall. Dimes versus Penix and JMO versus Pickens. I would do Penix assuming London plays, and I would do JMO over Pickens. Gotta be golden tomorrow. Reed is going to be I think a lot of people who've not dug into the data are going to be disappointed on the Jaden Reed stuff. Jaden Reed is the same guy he always was. He just scored a touchdown. I got offered Ladd, Rashi, and Mark. No, literally, that is the worst trade offer I've ever seen. I got offered 3 pieces of shit for my CeeDee Lamb. No. ETN, Hollywood, or JMO? ETN. This is a bad spot. Let's do a Josh Allen team. I dropped Mark Andrews and picked up Bill. Shallow league, it's probably fine. Connor and Cook. Josh Allen and McBride. Yeah, double elite onesie. Penix or still Penix. I think a lot of quarterbacks are going to have their best possible games against the Miami Dolphins, I think. Got offered Kamara and Tyreek. Yes. These are the worst offers in fantasy football. In a guillotine league, someone who needs running back traded Travis Hunter for Kenneth Walker. I mean, I'd probably rather have Hunter right now. Scroll quarterback. Yeah, there are a couple this week. And I think Drake May is definitely one of them. I think Lawrence is one of them. I think Caleb Williams is one of them. Honestly, I think Purdy, if he plays, and Bo Nix are both possible. I have no pessimism on Ladd, but you have CeeDee Lamb, bro. Why are you trying to give up CeeDee Lamb for a bunch of nickels? Pretty good way to think about fantasy football is you always want to be the guy getting the best player in the deal. And if you're not, you're probably getting ripped off. We'll do Amon-Ra St. Brown on this one. I do not really think Kelsey is a jam. No. Thoughts on QJ? I do not think we're looking at a year 3 breakout. I think QJ is exactly who we think he was. Maybe a double scroller at running back here. James Conner, and then see what comes back around. Probably no Goff stacks for me. Bears defense looked very good last week. My Tua ownership will probably be 0 this week in BRs. No. KLS never forgotten, brother. I mean, I'm excited to see if I get an Elim matchup versus anyone I know. It would be very fun. Would be very fun, obviously, to have an Elim matchup versus Liam or Sacrilegious or Karain or whatever. I think that would be very fun. Oof. 19% Tua Tagovailoa in Best Ball Mania 6. The bank examiner is coming to Mr. Chad Candles' house right now. The bank examiner is coming to Chad, and they're saying they're going to force you to eat McGriddles for breakfast for the next week. I believe the Eliminator matchups are coming out on Thursdays, it has been said. Had a flock matchup against Mason. Lost by 5 points. Wow. Ooh, I haven't even checked any of my flock community teams. Everyone knows that's the real flagship contest on Underdog. That's the contest you want to win. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take dude, this team sucks. This team is too far off project. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor. And then I think one of the most obvious things in BR this week is to fade some of the Keon Coleman stuff and go back to Khalil Shakir. Seen a Knicks Franklin stack in the Dog Bowl. I don't think I like that very much. Troy Franklin feels very, very thin. Even in 12 minutes. I mean, I don't know. I could totally be wrong about that. I guess Troy Franklin did have like a 57-yard touchdown in a playoff game, so maybe I'm too quick. Josh Allen, James Conner, Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalil Shakir, Trey McBride. Oh, double Cardinals. Sick. Should probably stop doing that. I do that type of stuff all the time for these teams that are in good spots. Yes. Yeah. So today, if you guys are interested in learning about fantasy football and fantasy football statistics, interesting that you bring up Mr. JSN. So today, after the video is done, there will be a premiere. Hopefully I uploaded the right file, unlike I did yesterday. 7 insane fantasy football stats you must know. I promise it's actually not clickbait. I actually did, I think, a fair amount of research into some of the stuff that is markedly different in this NFL season from last NFL season that I think will be useful for seasonal fantasy football players, daily fantasy football players, all that stuff. I think some of it will be inciting. The name of this song is the stock music inside of StreamYard. It's called Night Driving. Some of the stats are pretty insane. I would say one of the 7 stats in that video will actually change the way you watch football on Sunday. Some of them are more fantasy related, some of them are more macro trends. But there is one that is sick. Should I trade Chase Brown? I already have a headache. Should I trade Chase Brown, George Pickens, Rome Odunze, and RJ Harvey for Drake London, Jacoby Myers, Keenan, and Benson? No, that is terrible. That is awful, dude. Do not do that. What are we talking about, man? What did I just read? You're attempting to trade 3 good wide receivers to get Keenan Allen? You're upgrading Chase Brown. You're upgrading Chase Brown to London, downgrading Pickens to Myers. No, don't do that. Wow, Puka CD team. Sick. Very, very sharp from Mr. Schmo50 here. The Lions are the ultimate low-owned bounce back in BR this week. I tend to agree with him. And I have not clicked very many of them. And that's probably bad by me. Bad by me. I would, Cobra. They are, in fact, insane in the membrane. No, I would not start. I would have Hollywood over Mooney this week. Got Tootin off of waivers for 40% fab, and I was the only bidder. I mean, you don't love this. You do love getting Tootin, but you don't love to see that. I do really like the spot for AJ Brown this week. I think AJ Brown is one of the most obvious buy candidates, assuming that his hamstring is better with 10 days off. Now, if I'm wrong about that and he really is playing injured, not great. Oh, it's got to be Fannin over Kraft. Kraft had 4 targets. Yeah, I think Juwan is a good scroll. I do. No Sims. Well, I mean, hey, if enough of you guys get Run the Sims subscriptions, maybe it's something that they'd be able to do. Do I even want Devin A-Chain? I honestly really don't. I'm gonna take James Cook. Could be the sort of ultimate middle IQ thing right here of just like not being in on the Dolphins like buy low, but man, it's tough. It's also just brutal at running back this week. Let's do Chuba Hubbard. I actually had 3 for 32 as a receiver last week. That's got to be one of his better receiving games in his career. Yeah, Daniel Jones scored on every drive. That's how much the Dolphins gave up. Oh, Fannin over Juwan. I don't even have to think about it. Still Downs over Io Manor. But the first read stuff for Josh Downs was absolutely brutal last week. I talked about that in the video yesterday. No one watches the videos. I guess I've built up too much of a channel built around underdog best ball drafts that no one watches these statistical videos, but this was actually like legitimately good data. So first read target share for Tyler Warren, 30%. Josh Downs all the way down at 10%. Look at 2024 first read data. Josh Downs, 4% in the first game this year. Can I search for Colts? Yeah. 30% first read target share last year. I'd have Fannin like the 8th best tight end in fantasy, 9th best tight end in fantasy. Yeah, promo code endgame. That is the Fantasy Points data suite. fantasypoints.com, and then they have a separate data suite. Yeah, the Chiefs are not currently considering surgery for Xavier Worthy's shoulder, but buddy, trust me, that can change. All right, we are doing Dakota Prescott with CeeDee Lamb here. We're actually going to do a double stack on this one. I'm going to take Ferguson. Keenan over Mooney for me. The role is just too good for Keenan. All right. Little bit of double Jake Ferg action. They'll never see it coming. Bang. Dak Prescott, James Cook, Chuba Hubbard, Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson. Dude, BR's not a CLV game. It's a combos game. Need more 101s. Man, I tell you what, I'm going to be awful light on Derrick Henry this week in all formats, and his 150 yards and 2 touchdowns is going to be tough. Going to be hard to take, but somehow we're going to persevere through it. I mean, I know that everyone is very excited about Juwan Johnson. I get it. But something that I think was pretty sneaky from that game was that it was the highest route share out of the slot that Olave and Shaheed have ever had in a game. I don't think Juwan Johnson is going to end up getting that level of target share. Might be his top target share of the season. Don't you think? Pretty good chance of it. Double stacks in a BR? That's a no. See, the thing is, okay, if the end game coupon doesn't work anymore, do promo code SWOLE, SWOLE. If you want to check that out over at Run the Sims. I've got Fannin over Mark Andrews this week, personally. Favorite single underdog contest each week? Battle Royale. Where else are you going to win $40,000? You ain't win it on DraftKings. I'll tell you that much. This is just a brutal matchup for Barkley. I know he'll probably just kill me. I'm taking Chase Brown. So obviously the thing that you have to think about is you have to contextualize all this stuff. Yes, double stacking in general in BRs, particularly in half PPR, is not very good. The tight ends are awful this week. The tight ends are legitimate. You have Trey McBride, and then you have a bunch of guys who suck. It's a position that is going to be dictated by touchdowns. All right, whatever, Barkley, you win. Chase Brown, Barkley. And because it is a position dictated by touch, like if Trey McBride gets 12 this week, any tight end can win. So if you want to take Mark Andrews with Lamar, you want to take Kincaid with Josh Allen, you want to take whoever, you want to take Brenton Strange as your bring back for Joe Burrow, like it really doesn't matter. I believe the winner in BR last week, the 50K winner in BR last week, had 12 points out of his tight end. Fannin over Jonnu for sure. I don't even think that's close. No, I don't think you need to be worried about BTJ. I do a player survivor. I do too. I do a player survivor as well. Very, 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 very fun. Yes, I would use CMC early, Scott. You know what? Let's do a Goff team. I haven't done a Goff team yet. That's a good question. What does qualifying to the Dawg Bowl equate to in equity? I believe the min cash is 10,000. Isn't that right? Min cash is 10,000. But first place is 200,000. Need a dog bowler in the chat to correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe the min cash the dog bowl is 10,000. I like this angle. DK Metcalf is going to get 8 catches with 2 carries for 130 total yards and a touchdown. I like the angle, brother. Equity for one seat is approximately 37,000. That sounds about right. I mean, eyeballing it. Okay. Where are the Bears wide receivers getting drafted? Let's do Roman Adunze. There you go. That's a scroll. No one wants to play the Bears this week. No one wants to get caught dead playing Chicago Bears players this week. 10K min cash. No idea on equity estimate. Yes, food, booze, potential prize money, etc. Yeah, EV 35 to 40K. How much CMC would you have if you redraft all your best ball teams? I don't, probably about as much as I have now, about 15 to 16%. So you can go and win nothing. Sounds like a fun weekend for me. Ashton knows about drafting Bears in the Battle Royale contest. That's a man who understands that you want to skate to where the puck is going, not to where the puck has been. This guy right here has a disgusting team. Chase McBride, Neighbors Taylor, got Burrow in the 5th. You do love to see it. I maybe have not taken Kelsey yet. So here you go. I'll do a Kelsey team here. Second lowest target share in a game last week for Travis Kelce since the 2022 season. Okay. I'm about to open your guys' mind. This will save you a minimum of half an hour a week. When you get to your final pick and you only have one possible pick left to make, highlight the guys that fit your positional need, whether it be a running back, whether it be a wide receiver, whether it be a tight end, whether it be a quarterback. Put them both in your queue or put 5 of them in your queue. Click the autopilot. Obviously, when you're doing this, when you're multi-tabling. Jared Goff, Chase Brown, Saquon Barkley, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Rome Odunze, and Travis Kelce. There you go. There's a little bounce back a Rooney team. What are my thoughts on the Vikings offense and Hawkinson specifically? I mean, I was a little bit lower on Hawkinson, and I was actually pretty low on Hawkinson, specifically in that game. JJ McCarthy is a rookie quarterback, effectively, who just made his first start. That was a tough spot to play in. You know, traveling to play at Soldier Field. But Hawkinson is not a target earner in general compared to like McBride. Honestly, even Laporta really has been a better target earner over the larger sample of his career. So McCarthy has to be very good for him. My thoughts are the Giants have like the worst offensive line in football. Hard to be a good running back when you have the worst offensive line in football. 1 million in prizes, 36 seats equals 27K equity, not including hotel and travel. Fair or foul? Victory lapping Tyler Warren over Loveland after week 1 in fantasy after the cabal tried to make us eat the Loveland bugs. I declare fair. I declare fair because the worst nightmare scenario for Loveland happened, which is that Komet ran a bunch of routes. Komet played a bunch of snaps, and that is before Luther Burden even really started to impact him. And also, the exact Tyler Warren usage that was projected occurred. Anytime the usage exactly matches up with what you said was going to happen, like it's not just a results thing, I think it's fair. Didn't he get a carry? I want to say he got a carry. I have 7.9% Tyler Warren, 11.4% Loveland. I guess I'm part of the cabal. I guess I should eat the bugs. Oh, Fannin over Kincaid by a lot. Honestly, probably no NBA best ball. I just won't have the time for it, I don't think. Need to start two of these options. Jalen Warren and Dylan Sampson for me, I think, boss. Wow, there he is. Patrick Barnes YouTube. He can't stay away. One thing Patrick Barnes YouTube is going to do, he's going to bum hunt Davis Maddock. It's one thing I know about him. Should we do a Josh Allen team here? Josh Allen, Chase Brown? Yeah, let's do it. Josh Allen, Chase Brown. Chase Brown is probably the best buy low player of the week. Oh yes, Nick is a huge Loveland slap. It's true. Nick's just one of the biggest slaps in general. Man, I can't really see much of a reason to be in on Dalton Kincaid, a guy who's never been good, continued to not be good. I mean, I guess he did score a touchdown, but they just don't really have much interest in using him. He still played fewer snaps than Dawson Knox. %53 of the snaps for Dalton Kincaid, 55% for Dawson Knox, 21% for Jackson Hawes, 9% of the Buffalo Bills team targets. I mean, that is just, bro, he just fucking stinks. I guess that's just it. Kincaid is so bad. Bro is in a timeshare with Jackson Hawes. That's crazy. It is. It is hard to block NFL defensive linemen when you only shoulder press 45s. Cook and Harrison Jr. No, do not do that. James Cook and Jonathan Taylor are like the same guy. Well, okay, this is very stupid because it's indicated by route rate. Dalton Kincaid ran 60% of the team's routes. Dawson Knox ran 43%. That is a very stupid point. God. All right, sadly, I will be taking Devin A-Chain here. And I will be taking... Sure, I like Payne. T. Higgins. Fannin or Goddard? Probably Fannin. Kincaid is the Kadarius Toney of Harold Fannins. I wonder. Okay, this is actually good. I do not do PTPs because I don't know anything about them. It's crazy that what's crazy about it is that Dalton Kincaid was a first-round pick and is basically, not only has he never been good in the NFL, the team has never given him a chance to be good. That's the craziest thing about it is that the Buffalo Bills have just never given Dalton Kincaid a chance to be good. Truly. Dalton Kincaid in his career, 63% of the routes last year. 2023, 74%. So I guess they tried to make him better as a rookie. They gave him more room as a rookie. Wow, speak of the devil and he appears. Dalton Kincaid at pick 23. I mean, I think the problem here is obviously everyone knows Bengals Jags is the game. All right, this one I will take Keon Coleman. Quack, quack, baby. Harold Fannin Jr. Josh Allen, Chase Brown, Devin A-Chain. God, I did it again with double Jags, too. No, I also probably will not be doing any MLB playoff best ball. Man, maybe I'll do a couple. You know what? How far back are the Royals right now? AL wild card. I know Bobby got banged up the other day. The Royals are... Yeah, they're 4 games back now. They're not going to make it. If the Royals made it, I would be interesting. No, did not get one to the Dinger finals. We tried. We did our best. 81 teams, 0 finals, obviously. That's how she goes. Yeah, Worthy's status is I'm just waiting for them to announce that he's having season-ending shoulder surgery. By the way, Jalen Royals not playing this week. Bit of a bummer. Yes. Yeah, easy. I am going to do a couple DBQs. But it's going to be a surprise attack. No, I grew up in Kansas. I would literally, I never would want to root for a St. Louis organization. How much would you bid on Josh Downs? Is it PPR and how many teams? Well, I mean, hey man, I think you would take the Worthy Q tag over the Worthy IR tag any day, brother. 12-team PPR, I'm bidding 21% on Josh Downs. What is the likelihood that there's any guy who comes in who's better than Josh Downs? Feels pretty low. Especially, it's so hard to bid on wide receivers because wide receivers are just so hard to start. Like Cedric Tillman, let's say you got Cedric Tillman off waivers this week. He's still pretty hard to click into your starting lineup. Man, the week 1 stuff for Caleb Johnson was not good. Kenneth Gainwell started at running back. Don't love that. Caleb Johnson fumbles on a kickoff. Don't love that. Jalen Warren receiving touchdown. Don't love that if you're a Caleb Johnson drafter. Yeah, Patrick Barnes YouTube loves drafting with me. It's how he gets all his EV. Man, the week one Stephon Diggs returns. Not great. I don't think it's no reason. I think it's pretty clear that very similar to Jaden Reed. Josh Downs is in the exact same role, but his RPO and first read stuff has been transitioned to a first round tight end as opposed to a third round wide receiver, which happens all the time. Anytime you can say you need to get your 32-year-old wide receiver's legs going, wow, this dude, the room just gave Patrick Barnes YouTube, Jamar Chase, and Gibbs. All right, I've got an idea on this one. Let's do Neighbors. who is still limited with this toe injury, which is a little annoying. Pop Douglas, -2 yards and a touchdown. Great season. Great game for one Mr. Pop Douglas. Speaking of being dead, just like Stephon Diggs' knee. Any of you guys just have these miserable allergies? Am I suffering alone? I mean, dude, it is intolerable. Let's do. Oh, I'm gonna take Kyron on this team, and then I have a very strong idea here that probably is not gonna come off. Kyron Williams, by the way, exactly what you'd expect from him last week. 16 expected fantasy points. There you go. Our boy PD dropped an eliminator tab over at bbmdb.app. Well, sure. I don't think anything is guaranteed for Tyler Warren or for Josh Downs. But your hope for Josh Downs, I mean, it basically got ruined week 1. Because if Josh Downs is not earning targets in the middle of the field and on quick throws, he ain't earning targets at all. Because they already have their boundary guy. Like a lot of people have tried to kill Michael Pittman Jr. Michael Pittman Jr. is unkillable. It's true, John. Worthy literally could never. Sad. Spent 22% of fab on Fannin and a 10 team. You do gotta live a little. Don't give it to him. Oh, this guy ruined what I wanted to do. I wanted to do Pickens Dak. All right, let's do something else. What's like a combination I don't have at all? What is a combination I have none of yet? That's something draftable. All right, we're going to take Travis Hunter. Oh, I guess I could have taken Hurts. I didn't realize. I would start... I know this is going to be disgusting, but I would start Trevor Lawrence over Daniel Jones versus Denver. Denver's defense is good. Oh, FFPC, you should bid like $800 on Fannin. I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would do the Goff doubles this week. Maybe. This is going to be... This team, this would be a team that Nerdy Tenor would put in the computer and is just going to project horrible. I am going to take Tyler Warren on this team, though. I maybe have not clicked him once yet. Yeah, how did Fannin not get picked up in the preseason waiver run on FFPC? That's nuts. All right, we're going to do Warren, and then we're going to do Trevor Lawrence. Yes. Do you guys know about Michael Pittman Sr.? Crazy situation for Michael Pittman Sr. Yeah, the sidekick owned the eliminator. Thoughts on the Saints' performance? I mean, your Taysom Hill bags are dead until he's healthy enough to play. That's valid. Trevor Lawrence, not a very good player, but I'm about to take him right now. Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Malik Neighbors, Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren. You know what we're gonna do now, boys? I'm just gonna go do my waivers right now, and if you're in a league with me, and you copy my waivers, dude, Carl, it's funny you say that. There's literally local honey in this iced tea right now. I get local honey from there's just someone in my neighborhood who does bees, who's a beekeeper. Like literally probably someone who lives like 3 blocks from me, just like has a little thing out in front of their house, and you just Venmo them like $10 and you get local honey. All right, let me do the timestamp so anyone who just wants the BRs can skip right through. We're gonna do high stakes waiver wire. All right. So first, this is always my waiver process as I go to set the lineup and I see where the holes are. So this team definitely needs a quarterback because Purdy is not guaranteed to play. Barkley, Cook, JSN, Tet. Sounds like Jennings is fine. Aaron Jones, a fine flex start. This team needs a defense. Do not want to play the Chiefs. So we need a quarterback and a defense. Fannin is not going to be. Well, maybe he is. No, Fannin is not available. Let's click flex. Already got my quarterback. Okay, so I did these last night. Troy Franklin, Damian Pierce, Hopkins. No, there's no. Well, Juwan Johnson, maybe. I guess we have McBride. There's really no point. Dabk, please do not interrupt my process. I will mess everything up if my process is interrupted here. Okay, so this team is fine. That was the team with Nate. This is the team with Soccer Dave. So we have Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Evans, Devonta, Olave. Oh, we need a tight end. Okay, so we can drop Coker. Wow, we have... You know what? I'm subbing out... Well, here, actually, I'll sub out Jennings for Hollywood. I think he's an easy start. We have Shakir and Coleman. Dare I say Dave and I kind of drafted a shipper? Devin Neal and Jordan James can be drops. Cardinals defense is fine. Also, I just realized I'm in a cover 4 from this morning that just filled. Why am I in a cover 4 from this morning that just filled? So our defense is fine. Our kicker's fine. We need a tight end. What do we think the odds are that Harold Fannin Jr. is available in this league? Wow. Harold Fannin Jr. available in a league where we need a tight end. I'm going to go 432. I'm going to drop Jalen Coker. And then I'm going to add some backup tight end bids. So we're going to do Juwan. We're going to do Jonnu. I guess I could put a buck on Tongus. Jonnu. I don't want to spend very much on Jonnu. Juwan, I would do 102 on. No, NFFC is not tight end premium. The Ravens are not going to trade Keaton Mitchell. Ravens have a use for him. What else do we have? I just like to sort by start and own to see if I miss. There are plenty of guys here. So we've got Cade, Jatavian, Theo, even. There's plenty of guys here that I can get for a buck. Like literally like $1. Cade is a fine $1 tight end. And I do not want to spend $432. Chase and Puka. I better stay hip to this team. I started those bids last night. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely trade Hollywood if I was stacked at wide receiver. I would aim higher than Tootin, though. He just had 16 targets in a game. Okay. Fannin, 432, Juwan, Janu, Cade, Tongus, Theo. That all seems fine. Transact. Oh, nope, I didn't click save. There we go. We can drop Jordan James and probably Devin Neal if we want. Not a particularly great week on the waiver wire at all. Guerrero over James. Trevor Etienne, nothing. I mean, look at this waiver wire. Have you guys ever seen anything this barren after week 1? Who would I trade for high right now? Honestly, it's a pretty good question. Who would I trade? Puka Nacua, I would trade for high right now. Jonathan Taylor, I would trade for. James Conner, I would trade for. God, I mean, this is just... there's no point in having Jordan James, so I need to add someone, but, like, this is awful. Definitely don't need the running. Okay, we'll do ETN. I'm just going to do $1 on these. We'll do... Guerrero over Jordan James, I think. Is Brashard Smith available? No, he's not. Devin Singletary, honestly. LaQuint Allen. Yeah, these guys are all better. Tyler Beatty is better than having Jordan James. There you go. Got all those guys in there for $1. Okay, that all looks good. Tell you what, Tua last week, not good. All right, let's do Jalen Hurts on this team. Okay. Fields, Taylor, Connor, Jefferson, Pickens, Waddle. Ugh. All right, swap Waddle with Jennings. Man, Keon Coleman. How about Keon Coleman being on there in that team with Leone? Oh, I would trade for Igbuka high. That's a good one. McBride is a good pick on DraftKings, but certainly not a pivot off of anyone. Seahawks defense, I don't really want to start Juwan Jennings in the flex, but let's go see if Harold Fannin Jr. is available in this one. He is not. So that team is set. Seems fine. So let's take... this team just projects really good, so I want Connor. And then let's do Dallas Goedert, Fannin, Njoku, and click autopilot. Good little team there. All right, let's go over to the FFPC. Two Bozos is a dynasty team I co-own with Leone. George Kittle on the IR. You hate to see it. God, okay. Mark Andrews, we can start. Hurts, Taylor. Dang, and we lost in week 1 too. Mid IQ pretending to be high IQ. There's no way the entire world is right about the Dolphins being dust. Honestly. The Dolphins are all good picks this week, theoretically. I did all right in the Eliminator. I got 79 of 150 teams through. Zay Flowers over DJ Moore on this team, I think. Now let's see what. Oh, we should maybe add Hollywood. Juwan. Should we add Juwan? Is Juwan better than Mark Andrews? Who do you drop for him, though? I guess Jarquez Hunter. Or Shipley. Yeah. Juwan. Is there anything at running back? Gainwell. Honestly, on this team, Gainwell. On this team, Gainwell might very well be an ad. Gainwell. Beatty. Not Conklin, not Stover. If Dalton Schultz is he's probably worth $1. All right. Now this is a dynasty league. So obviously it's not 1-to-1. This is a dynasty league that I co-own with Leone. I'm going to go 112 on Juwan and then $1 on these other guys, and we're going to drop. Yeah. Man, Jarquez Hunter, not a great drop, but hurts to do that. Okay, this is one that I co-own. Oh, we actually, you know what? We don't even have to drop anyone because we have lower than the allocated amount of roster spots. Perfect. All right, I can add someone for free on this team. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell out-snapping Jalen Warren is just so classic. Running back. Actually, honestly, this team needs wide receiver more. Trey Tuck. Oh, Booty. Booty is a decent-ish ad here. Troy Franklin. Tyquan I could do for $1. Wicks. Wicks, not a 0. Honestly, I could... I don't have anything at running back. I'll do like $14 on Booty. I'll give Calvin Austin $1. I'll give Trey Tucker $1. I'll give Juju $1. I bet Jalen Royals is available as well. No, he's not. All right. I mean, that's pretty easy. Okay, let's get to the main events now. So I'm not going to do any of the ones that I have with Pete or whatever. I'm definitely not going to pay what it takes to get QJ in the FFPC. No chance. How much would you drop on Will Shipley in a 12-man half PPR Dynasty League? Not that much, honestly. Not as much as you're thinking, Wolfpack, I don't think. I'm assuming Eliminator tomorrow. You should definitely buy a 7 wood instead of entering the double spy. Hey, Cards defense was fine. They did their job. Okay. Alchemy, so this is one of the ones that I co-own with partners. Coolers is one of them. Hertz, Chase Brown, Pacheco, Lamb, JSN, Kincaid, LOL, Devonta Smith, Jacoby Myers. This is a pretty good freaking team. And we have Jake Ferguson. Are any of these guys drops? Rashad White and Sean Tucker, honestly, pretty close to drops. Coolers, we could up these bids on Juwan here. I'm going to put some more $1 guys in this one. Booty, Tucker. There's Royals out here in this one. Nope. Jalen Royals. No. No Jalen Royals available. Yeah, I think if anything, I would probably reverse these. I would probably go 115 is probably not going to be enough for QJ, and 28 probably not going to be enough for Juwan. I'm going to reverse these actually. So I'm going to go 89 on QJ. I'm going to go 227 on Juwan with some extra $1 guys. Booty will probably go more than $1, but whatever. Thoughts on big ETR being Juwan over Fannin? I mean, isn't that classic big ETR? They don't see the vision, brother. Jaden Higgins is a good one. Lamar, Henry, Harvey. Oh, Bigsby. We are eating shit at running back on this team. Oh, that is tough. Well, good thing is we got plenty of drops. This is a team that could use Beatty. Yeah, Beatty and LaQuinn Allen for $1. Dropping Roschon. Honestly, Demario Douglas is a drop. He played so bad. New England defense is sick this week, though. Oof. Okay. We have Geno. Montgomery. Oh, I remember being so pissed about this when we drafted this team. I'm swapping him with Dylan Sampson. Adams, Moore, Bowers. Oh, so we need a backup tight end. Bigley. We'll go. Is Mayer available? Okay, yeah. Mayer needs to be our top bid. And we need to do like $34 on Mayer. Honestly, maybe more. We'll add Tongas. Now, who did the Raiders play on Monday night? Do they have a tight end that is addable? The Chargers, yeah. We might have to add Will Dissly for $1 here. Conklin. Freiermuth, honestly, probably more like $14. We'll add Dissly for $1 at the end here. We'll add Kmet for $1 here. Schultz over Kmet. Fine at defense, fine at kicker. Okay. All right, yes, I can do a classic Rich Eisen, Will Dissly, but I meant Tyler Conklin. All right, what a brutal week on the waivers. All right, let's get back to the bread and butter. We'll do some more BRs. Who has the best EPL data content for DFS? RotoWire. RotoWire has good EPL data and DFS. I mean, there's not a ton of it. And RotoGrinders does projections as well. Wouldn't say... I mean, you definitely obviously have to apply your own color and texture to the projections. Hey, Justin Herbert has a tight end on the roster. His name is Aronde Gadsden. You'll be learning his name sooner rather than later. Bleed at. Yeah, we'll cook up a couple pick'ems. Sure. I wonder if there are any tokens in the lobby. Do we have a good new Travis Hunter update from Adam Schefter? Haven't seen a good Shefty tweet today. Travis Kelce is taking responsibility for the play on which Xavier Worley was injured. Yeah, great. Do you think Travis Kelce will make me whole? More McCaffrey for me. Will Travis Kelce make my Best Ball Mania entries whole? There you go. Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen told reporters that Travis Hunter will, quote, get more snaps on defense Sunday in Cincinnati against the Bengals. Wow. Earth-shattering news. Don't know if you actually time-stamped my shot call from preseason, but Jalen Royals, ship winner. Oh, I mean, yes. Jalen Royals, one of the biggest winners from the Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice fallout, because he's the only wide receiver on the team who can play football at all. When your competition is Tyquan Thornton and Juju Smith-Schuster, you have no competition. They're saying it, bro. Dude, Kelsey, come on, man. Kelsey, make us whole, bro. Kelsey, come on, bro. Make us whole. Just everyone. Okay, here's the deal. Everyone with over 16% gets made whole by Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I read it as the Hunter tweet is meant that he is going to play more defensive back than last week and holds wide receiver snaps. That's the way I read it. Wow, a CMC Josh Allen? Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. It would be amazing if Big Earn 72 here did not take Puka Nacua. Imagine he doesn't take Puka Nacua. I mean, I drafted some Jalen Royals, obviously not like an insane amount. All right, here's I have not taken a ton of Marvin Harrison Jr. yet, but I do like him. Oh, I'm surprised that McCole Hardman is not a Kansas City Chiefs player yet. Xavier Worthy gets injured and we don't have him yet. Stunning stuff. Quote, the goal is to increase and continue to increase brackets his defensive snaps. It just so happens we're playing Cincinnati with two good wideouts this week. Shout out to Andre Yoshivas. How do you feel reading that quote if you're Andre Yoshivas? Probably not that good. You probably are like, hey man, what's the deal? Yeah, I would say I would agree with this. I think it's big. It's big party on for Travis Hunter. Well, sadly, you can't trade for Justin Watson because Justin Watson is actually needed by the Houston Texans. Justin Watson ran 50% of the routes for the Houston Texans last week. Absolute joke of an organization, the Houston Texans. That performance from the Houston Texans last week, and just in general, like you actually are one of the few teams in the NFL who have a quarterback, and you just have like the worst offensive line imaginable. Well, Joey, that's on you. Jaden Higgins was a dog shit DFS play last week. Not that I also don't make dog shit defensive plays, or DFS plays. No, you absolutely should not drop RJ Harvey for Trey Benson. All right, we're going to take Jackson Smith and Jigba. Double Ohio States. PFF Bobby did still do multiple things wrong. Yeah, 72 snaps for KC Washington are only because Mooney was out and because London got injured. My take on the positive worthy news is that there is no positive worthy news. The only thing that you can say positive about the Xavier Worthy stuff is that he is not injured yet. That's it. That's literally he's not injured yet. right, this team's super chalk. Some DeAndre Swift against his old team for the haters there. Yeah, JSN looking like a massive alpha. I have a very cool to me stat about JSN and Cooper Kupp, but guess what? You losers, aka my best friends on the world who I spend every day talking to, you guys are going to have to wait until the video comes out. Until 7 insane fantasy football stats you must know comes out. Purdy is like not getting drafted at all. So Pete, John, and Nez did the math on this, but if Purdy's ADP is 35.9, it basically means he's getting drafted like 1% of the time. Okay, so John and Nez are live right now. I wonder when they're going to do a DBQ. Mac Jones double with CMC and Rizzy P in DFS. Imagine telling yourself that sentence 10 days ago. Okay. Now who do we take at tight end? I mean, we took DeAndre Swift, so we can actually take like whatever chalk combination we want. Maybe this is an Njoku team. Dude, did you know that David Njoku actually ran more routes than Harold Fannin last week? No, you're overreacting. You're overreacting to 1 week. He's not good. No. That's my imitation of the David Njoku people. Yeah. You know what? This just, I don't know, just feels like an Njoku team. Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Marvin Harrison, JSN, David Njoku. Should I trade T and ETN for A-Chain? This I would say yes to, Kramer. Yes, I would say yes. I gotta go pee real quick. I'm just absolutely slamming these iced teas. You might be a slappy. Well, you might be a slappy if you cite Travion Henderson as a reason to not take the big dog. If you've ever drafted Genty and Hampton as your running back 1 and your running back 2, you might be a slappy. If you've ever drafted Jalen Warren and Miles Sanders together, you might be a slappy. If you have even conceived of the thought, the Fannin bet, you might be a slappy. Yeehaw! If you've spent all day thinking about Harold Fannin Jr., you might be a slappy. If you knew who Harold Fannin Jr. was before last week, you might be a slappy. Why am I getting music playing somewhere on my screen? Oh, something's playing on my phone. That's crazy. I was just losing my mind right there. I had an autoplay video going on in my pocket. The Duck Foot King. They are saying that. They are saying that more and more. All right, 1 out of 3 hole here. Just joining in with the boys. If you've talked to Harold Fannin's mom about his duck feet, if you've even conceived of the fan and bet, you might be a slappy. It's true. You might be. Who are your guys' favorite scrolls this week? Because to me, it really feels like a scroll week. I think that McCaffrey, Chase, Henry, Barkley, Lamb, Lamar, Allen, Gibbs, Puka, Chase Brown, Trey McBride are a tier. Then after that tier of guys, actually you can see it reflected in ADP. There's a giant tier break. Like after that, I think there's a tier of like 30 players. His dad is literally a mallard. If you've ever thought about the duck-footed discount, wow, Jamar Chase at 3. Don't mind if I do. Most leagues, you cannot roster a kicker for an extra bench spot, yes. Flacco, honestly, dude, Flacco is a sick scroll in BRs this week. Like, literally, there might be, like, how many total teams are going to have Flacco? Not that many. I wonder... Not that PD needs to add anything more to his plate. But I do wonder if Mr. PD plans on uploading any of the BR data, because I think it'd be really interesting to check out. Jamar Chase, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, sick. I will indeed partake. People forget it's a Flacco revenge game. You're fading Harold Fannin Jr. in a Joseph Flacco revenge game, brother. I mean, honestly, I don't love to see that for you at all. I don't want that to happen to any of you. There's always the Mac Jones MVS stack. So this is a spot that I've found myself in quite often this week, which is like, do I want to do the mid IQ thing? And just like, dude, I'm fading the Dolphins suck. Or do I want to do the high IQ thing and be like, well, the projections are the projections and Devin A-Chain projects pretty well? Or is that actually the mid IQ thing? Is it actually the middle IQ thing to think that the Dolphins are going to be fine and that the projections on A-Chain should hold? Like, I can't figure out what the middle IQ thing is. Now, the sort of people who are probably like, dude, I'm fading the Dolphins, they were so bad in week 1, are probably middle IQ people. But sometimes middle IQ people get things correct. I just have no... It's very hard for me to conceive of what to do. Like, specifically with A-Chain. I think Tyreek and Waddle are just, like, leave them alone. Let someone else deal with it. But A-Chain's ceiling and honestly his floor are so good. He's in a lot better of a spot than Jonathan. Like, he's in a way better spot than Jonathan Taylor. Let's do Zay Flowers. We got the gift. Let's do Zay Flowers. Pat's D-line probably gonna cause Tua issues. Yeah, 0.5 PPR with A-Chain is always a little bit annoying. It's true. The Nerds offense did used to be good. I know. It's so funny. They had all summer for McDaniel to figure something out, and they came out and they were bad. which is very, very frustrating. It's like, what did you guys do all training camp? What do I want to do here? Well, I'm just going to be a coward and do another 2 running back team with James Conner. Pats gave up. It's true. I mean, they got diced up by Geno Smith and company. Zachary, welcome to my brain, man. You tell Zachary, tell me the answer. Do we do it or do we not do it, brother? You tell me. You tell me. God, I don't even want to play Kelsey here. This is just I literally don't even want to. I want to make the Fannin bet. I want to make... No, all right. This team is too chalk to make the Fannin bet. I'm going Njoku. Lamar, Achane. It is Achane, but I just want it to be Achane. Lamar, Achane, James Conner, Jamar Chase, Zay Flowers, David Njoku. Beautiful, beautiful game. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. I'll do a DBQ next. The Njoku bet. Yeah, Fannin is unironically higher owned. I don't think I've ever seen higher spelled like that before. I'm gonna have like Giga Fannin and BR. Yeah, that trio is nuts. So I was trying not to drop the baby as much as possible. I'm so mad. I've sat in the last 8 lobbies waiting for you and had to deposit because of my standoff with Underdog and missed this lobby. It is over for you. I told you I would tell you, bro. I told you I would tell you. It's not like I was keeping it a secret from you. Why are you in a depositing standoff with Underdog? What did they do to you? All right, I will take Henry on this one. My McCaffrey over Henry is like 3-1 right now. So let's do a little bit of exposure trimming here. Just a little, nothing crazy. Just a little bit of exposure realization, and then we'll do a dog bowl next. We'll do a dog bowl, and we will draft a theoretical winner. Probably not a real winner, but a theoretical one. Another Bill update. Fowler, quote, Bill Krosky-Merritt will eventually be the Commanders' lead running back. I mean, I think that Bill Krosky-Merritt is probably going to be the Commanders' lead running back in, was it 1:29 p.m. In about 29 hours. Oh yes, this is true. Every time you deposit and withdraw from a DFS website or sports betting website, they get charged 3%. Well, he is especially going to be the lead running back because Austin Eckler is 31, and Austin Eckler is 31 years old, and he's playing on a short week. Wow. Yes, I will in fact take Josh Allen and Derrick Henry together, and I will also take Brian Thomas Jr. How about that? That's got to be a pretty strong combo. Yes, you're still alive, bro. You're still alive. No, there's no Eckler season coming. I mean, Eckler might have like a couple good games here and there, but there was no reason to ever believe that Austin Eckler was going to be anything than he was. I understand the idea that people started drafting Eckler higher because Brian Robinson Jr. was gone, and there's theoretically a little bit more work on the bone. But let's be real. Austin Eckler is not built at this age and size to handle 19 rushes a game, or honestly, even 10 rushes a game. Like, will Austin Eckler end the season with 160 rushes? Probably not. Probably not getting to 160 rushes. It was always Ja'Cory Krosky merit season. Eckler was top 3 in half PPR points per touch last year. That feels like the most tortured data. Points per touch data is useless. That's some Twitter thread nonsense right there. Man, what do you do when you just have a spot this nutted? I guess you just keep loading up on James Conner. Now the question is, do we get weird at tight? Oh, it's such a weird combo. I'm just going to take JSN again. It's such a weird combo. There's really no reason to scroll at all. Kelsey or Diggs at 5,000. Kelsey, I guess. I just don't feel that. I'm not thinking that Kelsey pulls back in the chamber. I just don't think he's got it in him. Do you guys think Travis Kelsey has it in him? %10 target share last week when Worthy died in action. That is a Christian Watson-esque stat. It is. One of the most Christian. By the way, what did you guys make of Christian Watson getting a 1-year, $13.5 million contract extension? I thought that was very bizarre. No. Is it a sign they respect him? So sort of what I was thinking on the Watson thing was it's kind of the same thing they did to Jordan Love, and in a way it's kind of a prove it deal. Packers are all in right now. They want as many pieces as possible. That I thought it was. This sounds closer to me that it's assurance for him to not have to worry about playing this season and to be healthy for next season. Could be this better than Tutu and Diami. Yeah. How are the dynamic? Wow. We lived long enough to see Russell Wilson drafted in a in a BR. Joe Burrow undrafted in this BR as we select Harold Fannin Jr. as our bring back. That's crazy. De'Ami Brown did get an end around last week. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, James Conner, Brian Thomas Jr., JSN, Harold Fannin Jr. All right, easy. This is what you were waiting for, brother. We're popping in to the Dawg Bowl qualifier. This is my third one of the week. Let's see if we can potentially find a shipper here. Wow, snap filled. Snap fill. Can we find a winner here? I'm pretty worried about Ken Walker. Yeah, my concern is quite high. He had a terrible role. Okay, Easy did make it in. So shout out to Easy. Crutches, Car Park, E-Coxer, R-Babs, Viper, Patrick Barnes YouTube, Easy, gang's all here. We're drafting at the 112. Probably just going to be in a brutal spot. Don't like the right side of the board that much. I mean, it's just, I guess what is weird is it's weird for both the T. Higgins and the Jamar Chase drafter to pass on him in the same draft. It's a smidgen bizarre. I don't think on Underdog I would do Samson over Walker. If there were full PPR battle royales, I would be pretty into Dylan Sampson. Yeah, right side of the board is going to be a lot better after ETR comes out. That's true. Yeah, when ETR comes out and Trey McBride becomes the 3rd overall pick, I'm not going to be loving it. Season long, I got Pitts over Juwan Johnson. He looked good. The usage was very good. It was his highest route share in a game in over a year. Yes, no, I see. I just read it backwards. Yes, it's a lot better right now. ETR coming out is going to ruin some things for some folks. Okay. We're at the 111. Easy. I want to leave Easy with the worst possible choice at every spot, if possible. You know, I would like to make the Fannin bet on this team. I don't really want to take Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. I don't really want to take McBride. I don't even really want to take Devin Achane, but I will. The Patriots have no chance without Gonzalez. I got Fannin over Pitts though. Gotta be. I don't know. You guys got Fannin or you got Kyle Pitts? Which one? Maybe Achane Kyron start could be kind of heat. Bang. Achane done. Achane. I think that there are a lot of potential letdowns this week. I'm taking Kyron. I think that the Colts are very interesting because if they really show me something this week, dude, if the Colts really show me something against the Denver Broncos, the Daniel Jones thing is going to look hilarious, and the Giants are going to look hilarious. I tell you what, that much is true. All right, here we go. We got another Underdog NFL. Dolphins received trade calls on Tyreek Hill, but didn't show interest in moving him. That is very surprising to me. If someone was willing to take the Tyreek money and they said no, that seems very, very surprising to me. Not something I would anticipate. Because it feels like the hurdle to Tyreek Hill being traded is how much money he is owed. Not someone. I completely agree with this. Jacksonville just being brutal this week versus Cincinnati does seem inevitable. Yeah. How about this? It's easy to not consider surgery before Worthies tried to play football with a dislocated shoulder. This man is gonna take off and try and run a lap around Arrowhead, and he's gonna be like, I've never been in so much pain. Can we immediately have surgery on this shoulder, please? I mean, I want Worthy. Yeah, Worthy he better sit out a month. The Dolphins don't internally think it's Jover. That would be crazy, right? I mean, that honestly would be insane. For the Dolphins to have optimism for their season would be insane after what they just saw. Got offered A-Chain and Hampton. Ooh, Dante, that is an interesting one because that actually is just a clear, fair offer. That is like no bullshit, a fair offer. I think I would do that. I think if I was in like a normal 12-team league, I think I would do A-Chain and Hampton for Gibbs. Assuming that they both are clear starters for you, like maybe your running back 2 is someone like Jalen Warren or something, I think I would do that. Oh yeah, we're gonna look at Survivor here in a second. That's a good reminder, Alex. Thank you. Daniel Jones got compared to Peyton Manning twice during the broadcast. I agree. You could probably wave the flag right then and there. You can say, gentlemen, thank you for coming out. I mean, I guess it's just my opinion. I just think that it's absurd. Quick post-draft idea bit. Last week's top 10 scorers free. That's a good bit, Easy. That's a good bit. Let's do that. If Worthy feels like he could play this week. Oh, if Worthy feels like he should play this week, he's an idiot. Running back 2 is Kamara. I just still like Kamara. Kamara. I like him more than the average guys. It's a totally fair trade though. I think you probably do it. I think you probably do that one, Dante. That's my opinion. He played with a club hand in college. That's true. It's true. Yeah, he played a whole season with a broken hand, and then everyone's like, "Hey, Worthy, why are you dropping all these passes?" And he was like, "Hey, man, I have a broken hand." Oh, this is sick because we're gonna take George Pickens with this pick. This is gonna be a dub, dude. Wow. Can you guys believe we're winning the Dog Bowl right now? Crazy. Meanwhile, Easy's wide receiver 1 is about to be the aforementioned Tyreek Hill. Easy's going to draft a wide receiver right now. Well, he actually got lucky with Pollard there. Easy kind of has a shipper going right now. Goddard has a sprained knee. I feel like he's always had a sprained knee. Okay. Now, for my second wide receiver, what shall I do? Say less, dude. J-Mo. Kobe. I love the concept of Jameson Williams this week. Big ol' contract extension. Everyone hates him. Everyone thinks he stinks. Tesla gets the touchdown. Guess what, dude? Every Lion had a bad week last week. Do I think it's over for the Lions? I'm remaining optimistic. I believe we did... I don't even believe. I know that we did this analysis yesterday in the Slappy Central Discord, of which if you are a member, $5 a month, you get some members only content. You get to hang out with us on the Discord. You get to support the channel. We did a deep dive into how many games Jared Goff has played in games where Sean McVay or Ben Johnson did not call plays. And the real number is that he's 0-17. He's won 0 games and lost 17 games where Sean McVay or Ben Johnson has not called the plays. No, Njoku is the inline tight end. Harold Fannin is their H-back, and he is their starting slot wide receiver. They basically play different positions, Njoku and Fannin. It is so that Jared Goff thing is the immediate, like, now that I think about it, that seems a little bit fucked up. Like, maybe we should have actually realized that when Jared Goff is not with like a literal offensive genius, he's way worse. I've not looked at any props yet. I don't know, brother. I think Njoku is a decent blocker. I could be making that up. That could be immediately made up, but it does sound correct. Fannin is everything. He's the Wildcat quarterback, the backup kicker, the backup punter. He's Harold Fannin. He's everything. He's X the everything app, but he's Fannin the everything player. Fannin the Swiss Army knife. He's everything to me. He's everywhere and everything to me. Just a good, clean football player. All right. A-Chain, Kyron, Pickens, JMO. How are we wrapping this one up? Dakota Prescott, Jared Goff, the Fannin bet, Juwan. By the way, ultimate sign of knowing ball is that Kincaid is the tight end 12 in the 12-man drafts, and he's the tight end 6 in the 6-man drafts. 12-man drafts, no ball. It does sound correct. The Davis Maddox story. You're gosh darn right. I give up Jacoby Myers and Javonte Williams. Yes. Do that trade before they change their mind. Accept that trade so fast. If they think about it for too long, they're going to take it off. They're going to say no. Jake, this is just you being a hater because you weren't drafting Fannin. This is just pure copium. Dude, Brenton Strange is going to outscore Harold Fannin Jr. this week. All these slappy idiots don't know anything. These guys are such slappies. Fannin is just fancy Kyle Spellcheck. Wow. 12 fluid ounces. Just sticks it to me, bro. He does the Fannin bet at 58. Unable. You just, frankly, you hate to see it. Juwan, do we do the double stack? Do we take Ferg, maybe? Maybe? Njoku? Njoku or Juwan? No, dude, we're going Njoku, revenge game. Dak Prescott, Devin A-Chain, Kyron Williams, George Pickens, Jameson Williams. I mean, that's how it's done. I have no regrets. No regrets. This is not a political channel, Crutches. No politics. Do wide receiver 2s and elite offenses go way too high? No. Literally, it's actually the exact... Well, this is just what happens. Every year, Wide receiver 2s on good offenses, if they had a good year the year before, they go high, and then when they have a bad year, they go low. Every year, rinse, repeat, ad infinitum. It will be this way to the end of time. T. Higgins has a bad year this year. Okay. Actually, we changed our mind, and T. Higgins is instead going to be a 5th round pick next year. T. Higgins smashes in 2026. Chasing him back up the board. Easily best buy low running back target on the board to me is Amari and Hampton. Easily true. Okay, all right. Easy's idea was what? We were gonna look at the top 10 fantasy scores and do real or fake. All right, Fantasy Pros, fantasy points. All right, this is in half PPR. Top 10 scores. Josh Allen, real. So is my ad blocker on? There we go. Josh Allen, real. Fields, real. Daniel Jones, fake as shit. Lamar Jackson, real. Wait, no, this is just that was all skill position players. There you go. PlayStation. Ooh. See, dude, they're targeting me. Look at that FC26 targeted advertisement. That's how you know the targeted advertising is real. That is the devil on my goddamn shoulder. All right, quarterback. Allen, real. Fields, real. Daniel Jones, 29.5, fake. Herbert is interesting. Do I think that Herbert is going to run that much? Honestly, no. I would err on Herbert 27.9. That's fake. Mahomes 26 with 2 rushing touchdowns. Super fake. Rodgers 25.7. Super fake. Not going to pass for 4 touchdowns. Hurts, real. Caleb Williams. I mean, his rushing is more real, right? The Caleb Williams rushing seems more real, I think. Honestly, I'm glad he's not, because I don't want to have to think about Quentin Johnston in main slate DFS. I would think I would still go Pacheco over Fannin. I know it's crazy. No one wants to hear it. Michael Penix Jr., super fake. That's going to be like his only rushing touchdown of the season, I think. Running back, Henry, real. Javonte scored the 2nd most running back points last week. Oh, this is standard. I mean, it's probably still not great in half PPR. Bijan got there in half PPR. Javonte with that dusty ass game was the running back 3 in half PPR. Penix does run a 4.540. He also has suffered 3 torn ACLs. Oh, buddy. I wish to view the world through this lens again. I mean, I would probably win more in fantasy if I thought this way. Dude, Javonte's real. Who else gets the carries, brother? Do you know how many players I've heard who else gets the carries about? CMC, real. Cook, real. ETN, fake. Hubbard, real-ish. I mean, a receiving touchdown, not that real. Barkley, honestly, fake, and then I expect him to get more points than this a lot of the time. Brees, real. A-Chain, real. Aaron Jones, fake. Aaron Jones barely ran the ball and got out-snapped by Jordan Mason. Bill, real. Dobbins, fake. God, dude, how bad were running backs last week? Just no points for anybody. Insane stuff. Wide receiver. Flowers, I would argue, is real. Dude, if he gets 9 touchdowns, he's going to have an unreal season. QJ, I would argue, is fake. Igbuka, I mean, it was like 6 targets, but he's also really good. I would argue more More real than fake, but not 100% real for Ibuka. Keon Coleman, I would argue fake. I'm a hater, though. Debo, I would argue real. That was the most touches the Debo's had in a game since week 2 of last season. Garrett Wilson, I would say real. Puka, honestly, I'm saying fake because it was too low. Michael Pittman Jr., again, I would argue fake. Because he's just literally not the best player on his team. So it's very hard to score a bunch of points when you're not the best player in your team. Keenan, I would argue directionally accurate. Directionally real on Keenan. Maybe hot take, but I'm arguing directionally real on Keenan Allen. Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm arguing real. Scored that touchdown on a horizontal breaking route. I believe that was the only touchdown he has in the NFL that he got on a horizontal breaking route. Cortland Sutton, real. Calvin Austin, fakest stats of all time. JSN, real. Hollywood Brown, fake. CD, real. Tillman, real. Jacoby, real. Dude, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. No one scored any fantasy points last week. Bowers, obviously real. Kincaid, you know what? I'm gonna say this. It's not as fake as the haters would have you believe. The Dalton Kincaid statistics are not as fake as people like me would have you believe. Because he will be in a good targets per route run range. He will. Juwan, I would argue real. Warren, I would argue real. Laporta, how did Laporta get 10.9 last week in half PPR? Honestly. I do not remember Laporta being involved in that game at all. 88% of the routes, 22% of the targets, 13 point. I guess he just had a lot of receptions. It's literally playing on underdog is basically like playing in a touchdown only league. Half PPR is touchdown only. %8 of the routes for Laporta, 65% for Gibbs, 100% route share for JMO, same target share as Amon-Ra St. Brown. Fant, fake. Kittle, sadly fake. Ertz, real. Fannin, real. Jonnu, like real-ish. Right? I mean, that's just kind of how they plan on using him. Kyle Pitts, real. Oh, I did literally skip Travis Kelce. I mean, those are fake stats, dude. I'm sorry. Full PPR. Oh, JMO for sure over Devonta. I still believe. Whew. All right, boys. What do we want to do? Oh, let's go look at Survivor real quick, actually. Survive the NFL season for 20K. So I have 10 picks I got to make here. And it's kind of a gnarly week. So if you guys use this site called the Survivor Grid. Oh yeah, we'll do a pick 'em as well. I still think Samson will be fantasy viable, yeah. when Judkins returns. So the biggest favorites this week are Baltimore and Buffalo, but they have this huge amount of future value. Arizona is going to be really popular for people who didn't use them last week against Carolina. I actually do like Detroit. Now they're in that nutted spot against Cleveland. I'm not going to love them at home against Tampa Bay. I don't think you're going to love them at home against Minnesota. So they don't really have another nutted spot until week 12. Now, the splash pool, you have to make 2 picks in week 4, and you have to make 2 picks in week 13. So I guess think about, okay, Detroit is against Green Bay in week 13. Man, Dallas feels like the team. No future, or Minnesota. I don't know. Do you guys got it in you to take Minnesota after watching that game on Monday night? Minnesota against Atlanta. 3.5 point favorites lose all the time. Like all the time. Was leaning Dallas because if not now win, but they're definitely Dallas is vulnerable all the time. I'm thinking, man, okay, hot take. Are you guys ready for a hot take? I like this spot for Green Bay. Honestly, the thing that's keeping me from wanting to take Green Bay is that I just think they're good. I think they are better than a half-star future value team. My dynasty wide receivers are Puka, St. Brown, Neighbors, Sutton, and Igbuka. You're not going to want to hear this, man, but you probably should trade one of those young men. Well, I didn't take Arizona that many times last week. Good for me. How about that? Using Tampa Bay, sharp. Using the Commies was not that sharp. Using Jacksonville was sharp. Broncos are really good. I agree. A lot of people, 35% of the field. So maybe there's some advantage in trying to keep the Broncos alive. Next obvious Broncos spot. Home to the Giants. What's their week 4 matchup? Because you got to take 2 in week 4. So definitely, Buffalo, and you really want to say Buffalo, Detroit, and I guess the Rams. Honestly, I missed this. Did Jaden Daniels injure his wrist? Also, you need to think about in your pool. Some pools require an extra Thanksgiving game, like the Circa pool does. Pick one. Oh, Trevion Henderson of that list for sure. Yeah, wrist is likely a non-issue. All right, let's see what they have out there in the pick'em lobby for us. I mean, obviously, we are going to be doing much more pick'ems on the Friday program. Oh, Cincinnati's really good. Yeah, Cincinnati is really strong. Yeah, in the Circa pool, Thanksgiving is its own week, and so is Christmas. So you try and save like all those teams just to not be dead. All right, let's do a pick'em for Packers. Lower than 4.5 receptions for Terry McLaurin. That seems pretty straightforward. Lower than 3.5 receptions for Kraft is pretty good. Oh, lower than 3.5 receptions for Jaden Reed. Oh yeah, I think we did like 11 BRs, Mr. D. We did a ton. Three and a half receptions is wild. Noah Brown. Oh, dude, it's a lower party out here, brother. Here we go. There's a higher than 7.25 fantasy points for Corey Krosky-Merritt. Burrow over Caleb. I would prefer Chase over Henry. My redraft team sucks. Oh, May, dude, this is the nutted spot for Drake May, Greg. This will probably be the best fantasy game that Drake May has until he gets like a dome game or something. Andrews over Ferguson. Is there any higher we want to take? I kind of want to take longest reception for Golden, 18.5. Yeah, sounds like Quinshon Judkins. Sounds like we might know today on Quinshon Judkins. He's meeting, or he met with the National Football League. Reed over Booty for sure. Okay, let's I'm gonna take another under. We'll take I don't really know. Five and a half rushing attempts is really low for Eckler. All right, we're just gonna run these. Gonna toss 20 site credits on that one. There you go. Share and earn 50. If anyone wants to run a little bit of UD Pick'em action, there you go. Let's just take a look at some of what is out there in the market right now. Do they have stuff posted for the other games? They do. Okay. All right. Giants, Dallas, CD for 77 yards, Pickens for 53. So not really a big adjustment there. I wonder if they have stuff up for the Chiefs game. They have any receiving stuff. 50.5 yards for Kelsey, 34 rush yards for Pacheco. Ooh, that's pretty dark. 58 receiving yards for Hollywood. Oh, 31 for Juju. I like the lower there. Taekwon longest reception. If and when they post Taekwon longest reception, that's a pretty big one. I would play Taekwon longest reception at like 19.5 or something, I think. Chicago and Detroit. How many? 24.5 receiving yards for Gibbs. I like lower than 0.82x rushing touchdowns for DeAndre Swift. I would start Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over Isaiah Pacheco, and I would start Pacheco over Sharps. Rusty, get out of here, man. Javonte longest rush. I like JMO higher than 3.5 receptions. Let's just do a piddly one here. I'm gonna do one for like $5. All right, we're gonna do Javonte lower than 50.5 rushing yards. I'm gonna do David Montgomery lower than 10.5 rush attempts. A little bit of belief in the Chicago Bears there. Ooh, I do like Metcalf to score a touchdown. That's a pretty good multiplier there. Full PPR, I actually got Dylan Sampson over Pacheco, assuming that Judkins does not play. DJ Moore rushing yards is a really good one. We're going to do JSN higher than 7.5 targets. We're going to take... Oh, it's pretty tricky. Man, Cooper Kupp lower than 16.5 longest reception feels pretty free. Dang, you get 0.1, you get 1.06x on James Cook to not score a rushing touchdown. That one is probably in my future. Can you get Keon Coleman? Yeah, sorry, Keon. I'll be taking Keon Coleman at a negative multiplier not to score. ETN negative multiplier not to score. Pretty interesting. What is Lawrence to throw an interception even against this defense? Not very good. New England, Miami. Ooh, what is Drake May rushing touchdown? Not that good. Everyone's hip to it. Jalen Waddle not to score a touchdown? Yes. Show me the fan and bet. Show me the fan and bet. Oh, nothing. Just to score a touchdown for Fannin. Henry is a 0.7x multiplier to score. Pick one for flex. Coleman, Hunter, or Ridley. Hunter for me. Projections are going to have Ridley, and Chess Liam would tell you Coleman. What is the Joe Flacco pass attempts number? Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is 16x to score a rushing touchdown. That is just very funny stuff. Ooh, Puka. I'm going to slide Puka to 99.5 yards because I'm just going to do that pretty much every week. San Francisco, New Orleans. Nothing going to be good there because the quarterbacks are not up. Jonathan, I'm taking that number for Jonathan Taylor not to score a touchdown. Denver defense is really good. Oh, and then we're going to take James Conner to score a touchdown. There you go. That's a nice little start for our week. Quick little UD pick'em action. Promo code Davis will get you the first time deposit over there if you somehow are unaware of that page. All right, boys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I will, of course, be back to stream some BRs with you good fellas tomorrow. There will be a video up in the morning that is the weekly DFS video with Jacob Sanderson. We can make a TD Bull entry, but the token is not out yet. So you got to get the token. Immediately following this video, there is going to be a brand new video premiere on the channel. So I hope that you guys will watch it. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you like that video. I'll see you guys all back tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and